Hey, Chris.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Doing well.
It's Pro League time.
Yes.
Rocket League, Pro League, of course.
The best of the Pro Leagues.
Yes. There's going to be 2 games this evening, 3 games on Thursday. I'm so excited. You're leaving because you're not dedicated to the course, but that's fine, Chris. Don't worry. Some of us are going to be here for playoffs.
This is my final broadcast as a single man.
Well,
it's going to be a good one.
Technically single.
Yeah. Engaged. Not married. My final broadcast as a non-married man.
Just take that in.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, we're losing you to the dark side.
Light side, actually.
It's true.
Anyway, great show today. If you guys have been following the Pro League, of course, pretty simple tournament format. We took 10 teams, split them up into 2 divisions. Top 4 from each division move on into our single elimination playoff bracket. That's going down October 10th. And so far, we kind of have a feeling who we expect to be at the top. The bottom team is the real question right now. In Division 1, Perfect Storm stands at 3-15. Meanwhile, Devoid Gaming, formerly Mad Magic, 4-8. So Perfect Storm desperately needing some wins tonight, Ben, if they want to break into that top 4.
Yeah, Division 1 is actually pretty close towards the bottom with only 2 days left of Pro League, 5 games overall. Perfect Storm need a big day today, and they're going to be going up against Kingsville. We'll get to that in a little bit. Division 2, though, this is where it's a little bit more one-sided, I think it's fair to say. Air Force 2 sitting at a very impressive 0-18. Still yet to win a game in the MLG Pro League.
Pretty brutal.
It's not been fair. Pro League.
We talked about ducks last time we had to watch Air Force 2.
We did, and we learned a lot about ducks.
Yes.
And animal farms, and a lot of animals in general.
Now, Team Shazoo on the bubble. You see only 6 wins to go with their 12 losses. Everyone else basically crushing in Division 2. So I don't think you're going to see Shazoo catch up unless they win out tonight. And they get a chance to do that a little bit later at 7 p.m.
Oh, they get a great chance to do that tonight because guess who they go up against? None other than Air Force 2. That's going to be the 7 p.m. game. Is Air Force 2 going to get their first game in the Pro League? If Team Shazoo do win out, that's actually going to put them even with the European squad, Supersonic Stars. So that could potentially make things a little bit interesting. And, of course, at 6 p.m., Kings of Urban go up against Perfect Storm. So some pretty decent games. We've got a game from each division this evening, and really Perfect Storm, they need some wins. That's basically the storyline here.
Yeah.
And the storyline for Division 2 game really is, can Team Shazoo close that gap with Supersonic Stars? If they can, that's great for them because seeding is going to be so important. I actually spent a lot of today going over exactly the playoff schedule, how it's going to work on Saturday, etc. And it's going to be a good time.
Something to point out, Shazoo only has 1 more match. This is their last match tonight, right? So that would put them at a best 12-12. Their opponent, Supersonic Stars, already at 12-12. So Shazoo needs to win out if they want to compete for that 3rd spot in Division 2. Let's bring up Division 1, though, one more time, just to show you guys what's really on the line for your bottom 3 teams. Kings of Urban, 8-10, not the best record. After watching them before the Pro League, we thought this would be a squad that would dominate the wins columns. And you look at Devoid Gaming, they definitely could catch up to Kings of Urban, potentially even pass them, if Perfect Storm takes a bunch of games off of Kings. But that also puts more pressure on Devoid. You don't really want to cheer for either of these 2 squads here. Right. Ben, if you're Devoid Gaming, if you're the former Mad Magic crew, who do you want to win more tonight? Do you want Kings of Urban just to secure that number 3 spot?
No, I think you want to split. I think you want 3-3 because Devoid still have 2 games left. They go up against Flipside Tactics and they go up against Swarm Gaming a little bit later on in the week. So it's the final game for both Perfect Storm and Kings of Urban. So I think if they split 3-3, puts Devoid in a great position. I mean, you could look at it and say, yeah, you know, Kings of Urban just come out and 6-0 them. Devoid is guaranteed to make it through. That's definitely a plus. But I think in terms of the seeding, Devoid have to be, like, come on. Like, you have to be realistic. You're going to be able to take a couple of games against, you know, Flipside and against Swarm Gaming.
I feel like at this point, you know you're playing either Cosmic Aftershock or you're going to be playing against Untethered in round 1 of that playoff bracket. It's not necessarily a win-win scenario, if you ask me, for Devoid. Of course, we will see Devoid on Thursday. They have a doubleheader. We're going to get a chance to see them against Flipside, then Swarm Gaming. Who does Devoid Gaming have a better chance against in your eyes?
I mean, I don't really think they have much of a chance against Flipside, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. But, Swarm Gaming, they came out and they've looked so solid. And that's the problem the Void really have. They're playing against the two best teams of Division 1 right now. And we watched Swarm. They're playing out of their mind. They're playing some very good Rocket League right now. Flip side, you always know what you're going to get with them. So actually, going back to the original question, Kings of Urban versus Perfect Storm, I think, if you're a Void Gaming player, you kind of hope that Kings of Urban do come out and just 6-0. Just because, realistically, how many games can they pick up against both Swarm and Flip side? Maybe not that many.
Yeah, these two teams have been looking very powerful from the EU. Of course, the Void, one of our North American lineups. A lot on the line, and it's not just the teams involved in tonight's matches, but you look at all the squads involved, I think you definitely have to see this is the biggest day for Perfect Storm. You've had a really shaky start. You got to get it going if you want a piece of that $2,500 prize pool.
Yeah, and here you can see October 10th, 3 p.m. Eastern, the international finals are going to be kicking off. The top 8 teams will qualify, as Chris kind of said earlier on. Single elimination bracket, though, so pressure on. If you get knocked out, you are out of the tournament. Every single match, a best of 7. And, of course, you guys are used to during the season, we play 6 games, 3 on a home host and 3 on an away host. Best of 7, the final map host is going to be determined by your seed. And also if it's head-to-head, we're going to go a bit further into detail later to the event. And, of course, $2,500 prize pool, the biggest in Rocket League.
That's not this Saturday because I'm getting married, but it is
that
next
is
Saturday.
The week after.
You guys should be watching. I'll be tuning in from my tablet on the honeymoon poolside. Watching some incredible Rocket League
some fruity
action.
Beverages, I would hope.
The one match we didn't talk about from this week, as we're just waiting for players to load into our lobby here for the first matchup, is 8 o'clock on Thursday is going to be one of the best matches in Rocket League history. Every time we see VQ Untethered match up against Cosmic Aftershock, we know we're in store for a treat.
It's a great way to kind of close out the season, I think, with 2 of the best teams in the game. Whether you want to say the best 2 teams in the game, it's a big argument, which right now is kind of up in the air. A lot of people kind of coming out and saying that they are definitely the best 2.
Right.
A couple of European teams, though, making some noise. Swarm, Flip side. Who knows? That's what we'll see come Saturday, right? Actually, in the finals, who is going to be the best team in the game. But that game, Chris, I'm so excited for. I'm so excited for.
It's going to be a great one. This game, a lot of pressure for our bottom teams in Division 1. Let's kick off the action as we begin. It's going to be Kings of Urban facing off against Perfect Storm. Perfect Storm, of course, playing with Used Wolf, Elmer Fudd, who spelled his name backwards today, and Jacob, going up against Kings of Urban, Fireburner, Gambit, and Kyle.
I'm a big fan of Elmer Fudd spelling his name backwards.
You are?
Yeah, massive fan. Just because, it makes our lives just that little bit easier.
Dufrimley.
Dufrimley. Is that how you would pronounce that?
Of course.
Okay, well, Elmer Fudd trying to do some defensive work. Didn't really get that one out. Maybe if he had his name spelled properly, he would have done. Yeah, that's right. Get him some aloe vera. He just got burnt. Kyle Mass, though, going in towards the box and not able to put that one in. Gambit, though, should be good to have that ball bouncing around a dangerous area, but no one there to convert.
Yeah, Gambit normally has Fireburner finishing those. Fireburner had to go collect some boosts, so they'll wait for a little bit of defense to be laid down. Elmer's got to make a play. Gambit has just been waiting to poach the ball, though. Now the aerial goes too high. Is Fireburner there to put back? Kyle's going to miss first. Fire is going to take out Jacob, who is credited with the save. And finally, Elmer's going to be able to knock that ball with a big clear.
Yeah, nice plays early on. And one thing I want to kind of point out already, we're only a minute into the game, but I'm not sure if you picked up on this, is, as we say, that goal goes in. Perfect Storm going to go 1-0 into the lead. It seems like Kyle playing a little bit more aggressive than what we've seen previously from Kings of Urban. He's already been in the opposite side of the pitch a couple of times, putting a lot of pressure on Perfect Storm. Ultimately, it leads to a Perfect Storm with that 1-0 lead, but it's nice to see Kyle being a little bit more aggressive.
Nice job by Used Wolf setting up Jacob, but I think really the credit goes to Jacob. An excellent shot on goal. Now he's got to get back on the defensive end. Times that one perfectly. Used Wolf was there to back him up. Good defensive hold, but it only lasts a matter of seconds. Kyle's going to be able to drain this one.
Yeah, beautiful finish from Kyle, and as we were kind of talking about him being more aggressive, guess what? He goes up to the other side of the pitch and gets a goal of his own off the crossbar and in. Minute 30 gone. Game tied 1-1.
Staying on board with Kyle. He's going to take the face off here against Used Wolf. And it looks like actually they're going to send Gambit. Used does go up. Gambit wins the face off. Kyle's going to gather some boost, and Fireburner, thank goodness he stayed at home. Going to have to pick up the initial save. Now here comes Kyle driving it up the right side. Only one player to beat, but used Wolf with a good interception. It's your orange team putting the pressure on.
Up goes Elmer. He's not able to connect with that. Gambit now goes for just a pretty much route one clearance, puts the ball out. He's actually got himself into a beautiful position, squares it, open net. Fireburner has just botched it. I cannot believe he's missed that. Gambit is going to be furious inside. He literally just put it right in front of him. And Fireburner has missed horrendously. That wasn't even close.
It happens to all of us in Rocket League, but not normally at this level. Kings of Urban still threatening. Kyle's going to knock out the goalie. Fireburner with a chip, but not going to go very far. Gambit not going to let this ball pass the half, though. Going aerial, going to miss that second try. Kyle is there to put it back in the corner. Can they get this goal?
Fireburner connects with the ball this time. Looks to go up once again, puts it at the edge of the box. Will someone be flying in? No, they won't. Both Gambit and Kyle more than happy to just play a little bit passively. Kyle wins a big 50-50 in the air. There was 2 plays from Perfect Storm, putting a lot of pressure on him. In actual fact, the ball is still in a dangerous position right now for Kings of Urban. But looks as if it should be good to be cleared.
Jacob going from clear to a shot on goal. Kyle, though, going to go up top, stuff that one. Used Wolf, puts it back. Fireburner lofting it up for Gambit. Can Gambit finish? A great goal line defense from Elmer Fudd.
What a save, says Wolf. Beautiful little touch just to put it to the side. Fireburner open net, manages to get it this time. And Kings of Urban 2-1 into the lead.
Let's take a look at the Teal Koala. Gambit was in striking distance, but Fireburner beats him there. And really, credit to Perfect Storm. They held so strong with all of that onslaught of attacks coming from Kings of Urban. Eventually, they fell, but Elmer Fudd doing some nice goalie work. That was not an easy ball that he was able to track down.
Jacob trying to be aggressive straight off the kickoff. Still just a fragile lead though, Chris. 2-1. You know, we've seen in the final minute and a half several goals be scored in a lot of these games throughout the Pro League, so this one definitely not over. Gambit puts it up over towards Perfect Storm's side. Elmer does just get a little touch to take it away, and he's actually going to find another touch. Can he play for the full boost? Not able to do so. Gambit just takes the ball straight out of his possession. And now, though, Perfect Storm being aggressive once again.
Good 50-50 by Elmer Fudd. And now he's going to push it on the right side, but it's stolen by a Fireburner. 2 players trying to join up for a shot on goal. Kyle's going to send that back to the middle. Not done shooting yet, though, is Perfect Storm, and that chip could go in.
Oh,
just over top of Gambit. It's going to bounce back, and you're going to see the finish from Jacob.
Yeah, really not much Gambit could do there. The ball is just going so slow and dropping. The immediate pressure from Perfect Storm for the follow-through was there, and they managed to convert, tie it up 2-2 with 53 seconds left. And use Wolf. Oh, he's just missed it. Gambit, though, needs to put some power behind the clearance. Luckily, Fireburner is there to give an extra little touch. But still, Perfect Storm looking as if they could try and steal this first game.
Kings of Urban, they've looked a little sloppy. They have a losing record coming into tonight's match.
That is true.
Anything could happen in the remainder of this series. Props to Perfect Storm with their start, though. Jacob definitely been their star scorer, but he's had some great sets. Are they able to set him up one more time?
20 seconds left. In game 1, use Wolf, puts it beautifully into the top left. And Perfect Storm with the game they really needed. Of course, we talked about it before. They're trying to build themselves a little bit of a lead against Devoid Gaming. They have to play the top 2 teams of their division left. And, you know, this win could be massive for them.
Used Wolf on your screen. Has to hold on for just 17 seconds. Gambit and crew pushing this one up. Jacob trying to play that disruptor role. Wolf, not a great clear. That's going to bounce back to the middle. Fortunately for him, they got Jacob to keep it moving forward. Fireburner and Gambit, they're going to have to juggle, and that's going to land.
Oh, Kyle,
Kyle picks it up.
No, Kyle, not again. Please don't do it. Oh, thank the Lord.
It's not done yet. Hasn't touched the ground. Used Wolf just waiting for it to touch, and Elmer is going to knock it straight to the floor. Narrowly escaping overtime. Kings of Urban looked like they were going to threaten, but a great start to the night for Perfect Storm.
Yeah, the start they really needed from it there. I thought Kyle was just going to dribble that ball straight down the right-hand side and try and allow Gambit to finish it. But you have to kind of take a look back in that game is that one chance Fireburner had. Gambit takes the ball past 2 people, completely open net. This is one of those times where like, oh yeah, you know, open net, there's a defender playing for full boost who's going to boost in the way. There was no one in sight at all. There is no excuse to be missing that at this level, and you know, that has cost them the first game.
1 game down. We still have 5 to go in this series.
Of
course, this is all North America.
It is.
So pretty even pings between the two squads. Off the break, it's going to be a first strike from Gambit. Doesn't land, though. Bounces right. Now you're going to see Elmer trying to push this one up to Used Wolf in the corner. Defense is there, and now Kyle's on the attack.
Jacob immediately takes the ball away from him. Fireburner looking to try and set himself up. Used Wolf, though, once again, defensively sound, although, as I say that, he just gives the ball over to Kyle. Very, very sloppy defensive play. Forces a big save out of Elmer. Gambit with another shot on target.
Drained.
Used Wolf. That was a very, very sloppy first 30 seconds for him.
Yeah, Wolf, he tried to get back as well on defense. He knew he made a mistake, but Gambit's going to cut the corner. Wolf can't get there for the deflection. So 1-0 start. Urban on top after just 36 seconds.
Big confidence boost for them after losing that last game in the final couple of minutes. They seem to be in control for the most part as well, which was the interesting part about it. Now, can they try and build upon this first goal?
That's a big mistake. Kyle and Gambit collided in air for that shot. But a lack of communication. They're not used to Kyle playing so aggressive on the attacking side.
Used Wolf puts it back into the box. Elmer can't get that shot off. Good save comes in from Kyle. Gambit now, just going to take his time. Not able to clear it. So Used Wolf immediately puts it back up. Goes up with a shot off the wall.
Nicholas.
That was Kyle again with a big just block. Was very aggressive defensively, and it pays off. Now, though, can they try and convert this? Jacob with the ball at the halfway line.
I've been so impressed by Jacob throughout this series so far.
He's been very good at taking shots off the wall.
And he's just that disruptor. Anytime Gambit, Fireburner starts to get something going, he disrupts it. Goes for a 50-50, slows them down at least while his teammates transition back into that goalie role. And now you're going to see an opportunity. Elmer and Jacob threatening. Used Wolf. Last line of defense. Going to try and put this back to the corner. Fast break opportunity. Fudd's got to get back. He's going to go for the challenge, and he's going to get that one at the half. Knocks it right back into the blue corner. Yeah, Gambit more than happy to clear something like that. Unfortunately, couldn't find the second touch. So ball will remain in Kings of Urban's half. Kyle, he's gone way too high for that one. I think he expected Used Wolf to kind of touch it, and the touch never came. And, well, Elmer Fudd has been gifted a goal. Again, Wolf defensively having a little bit of a disaster this game. Fireburner, Fireburner, not Wolf. He just didn't really get that touch that he needed to get there. It was an awkward one, admittedly, you know, going across the face of goal on the top of the wall. But still, you would have liked to have seen him get at least a little bit of a touch onto that. It's never fun when the ball's above you.
This is true.
Elmer with a big win over two players. Can he finish versus Fireburner? There's a great defensive stand in the one-on-one. He holds true. Now Fireburner trying to punish the opposite direction, but Jacob's in the air, and that is an awful aerial shot. Not enough on it for the clear. Fireburner collects and puts his team back in the lead, 2-1.
Says thank you very much. A beautiful little touch, just nodded down on. And Fireburner finds that bottom right of the goal. 2.5 minutes, 2-1 now in favor of Kings of Urban as they look to level it up, but one game apiece in the series off the break. And it's going to be Kings of Urban who get early control.
Kyle and Gambit working it this time. Gambit, shot opportunity unless Jacob knocks it away, and Jacob is going to make a run for it. Stuffed immediately by Fireburner, but not done yet. Gambit's going across the court here, going to send that to the corner. It's picked up by Used Wolf, but now the goalie's out. Good break by Jacob. He's going to be able to knock that one clear, but for how long?
Beautiful little touch. Just did enough, and Gambit again defensively
wow,
doing wonders, and that's a shot on target. Is it going to dip? I think it is.
Wow, look at this. This is a defensive play, and he just had perfect positioning. Stops the first, then the deflection, gets his nose on the ball as it sails straight into the goal.
Look at the timing of the front flip as well. Completely intentionally knew exactly what he was doing. And now Kings of Urban with a 2-goal lead in the final minute 53. Can Perfect Storm try and map this comeback? Or Kings of Urban level up the series?
Kyle gonna go for this one up in the air over Jacob. Elmer Fudd on the opposite end, trying to push this one forward. Jacob has been off on his aerials, but that's a beautiful shot. Fireburner is there, but it's gonna sneak in anyway.
What a finish. I'm not sure how much of that he meant, but I'm going to go ahead and say he meant all of it.
That's Jacob, a back foot, man.
Jacob has just put that so far in the corner. Fireburner did everything he possibly could. He's just not going to be able to save that one.
And Jacob just went and collected boost back on his half after that shot.
He's like, yeah, I'm chilling.
That's a no-look three-pointer.
down by 1. Minute 37 left. Perfect Storm potentially could force overtime here. Use Wolf, keeps it over in Kings of Urban's side. But Burns comes out from Kings of Urban. Jacob needs to win that one against Gambit. He's not. Gambit's so strong at winning those 50-50s.
And Elmer just went aggressive at it. Fireburner again at home, but it's going through when you pull Kyle. That's when they're vulnerable.
Watch this play from Elmer. The ball goes up and it's basically a sprint between him and Fireburner, and he just touches Fireburner's back wheel, clips him, and Fireburner loses a little bit of pace. Now a tied game. A very heads-up play coming out from him. Minute 18 still to go.
And while we were watching Elmer FUD, that was really Jacob's goal. He just jumped as the ball was gliding over him. That is a second beautiful touch play from Jacob in the last 60 seconds. Goal saved this time around. Gambit with the shot. Used Wolf is going to get credit.
That was almost guaranteed finish from Gambit. He was dribbling it in. And then the save comes out of nowhere. A lot of pressure being applied now by the Kings of Urban. Almaford, he's going to go up. Gambit again wins that one. Used Wolf needs to get rid, does so. Now can Jacob make a play off the wall? That's a shot on target. Big save from Fireburner though. 45 seconds, still a tied game. Both teams desperately trying to avoid that overtime. This could be a huge start for Perfect Storm if they can go 2-0 up against Kings of Urban, but they need to be careful. The ball is up. It bounces off. Gambit for the finish, surely. Oh, it was Kyle who got the final touch. 30 seconds remaining, and Kings of Urban go up 1.
Here's how Kyle did it. Gambit going up first. Kyle's going to have his back, sent it to the left corner. 33 seconds to tie things up. Perfect Storm. They mounted a 2-goal comeback. Can they force OT now?
This would be so impressive. They can. Need to do the defensive duties first. And Elmer puts that one up.
Big win.
Ball at the halfway mark. Kyle goes up for a shot that should be easily defended. And it's Wolf again with the clearance. 18 seconds. Time really starting to get away from them now. Jacob, though, with another big win on the 50-50. Up goes Elmer FUD. Jacob's not in a position to get it. Use Wolf, puts it back into the box. And honestly, this is looking good for Kings of Urban.
Looking great for Kings, but the ball's still there. Can Jacob finish it? No! The deflection. Fireburner locks it up right there. You see Gambit. I'm not going to touch that.
He put his foot on the
ball drop. And you will see a tie series now. 4-3. A 1-point game.
That was very, very close. Very close. I'm impressed by really what we're seeing from Perfect Storm, considering they're coming into the evening, bottom of their division, really have a lot to prove. Their last game in the Pro League, going up against Kings of Urban, who, okay, have had their ups and downs, but this is still a tough game, I think it's fair to say, for them. So far, everything going pretty well. You know, it's not like they've been blown out. They won the first game. They only lost by 1 goal.
Right.
And at times, you could argue that maybe they could have won that game as well.
I'm starting things off with the Fireburner. He had the big defensive play at the end of that last game to ensure the win for Kings. Off the start, gonna get up there. Used Wolf, taps it far left of the crossbar. Fireburner going up and backwards. Thankfully, Kyle's there to put some more pressure on that ball, and Gambit is gonna have another one sail in unless someone gets home. It's actually gonna go wide left.
Used Wolf had to stop though. You saw him just kind of tracking back a little bit, and he was like, if I touch this, am I screwing my own team over? Just put his foot on the brakes. Used Wolf with a great shot, but the Fireburner off that respawn immediately goes to cover. Elmer not able to win that 50-50. Shot comes out again from Wolf, misses wide right though. And again, Fireburner with the defensive play.
That ball just not landing yet for Used Wolf. Fireburner trying to go backwards. It's going to be Kyle with the clear. Fire still on your screen, going to try and chase this one down. Explosions in the orange corner. Fireburner's going to miss, but you got Kyle with an empty net. Can he finish?
Nope, not going to be able to do so. Elmer just trying to go off the wall, but Gambit says, where are you going? Pretty simple shot, and it just buzzes across the face of the goal again. No one in a position to convert. Use Wolf defensively, needs to be careful here. Does double touch, but Fireburner once again in a position to just get his car to flick that ball away. Nearly a minute and a half gone, still yet to see the first goal of Game 3.
And I think Kings of Urban are totally fine with this. They don't feel they need to play with the lead.
I agree.
Probably the superior striking team so far, but they've had some defensive mistakes in Game 1. That was the difference maker, which allowed Perfect Storm on our scoreboard. Game 3 been played pretty safely. Kyle's come out a few times.
Oh, Kyle, that was so nice. Just completely killed the ball's momentum, and Jacob went flying past him. He just spat around and was like, see you later, mate.
Gambit
nice little shot from Gambit, but that was going to go too high.
Gambit waiting to pick that one up. Fireburner going to get checked. And this is a big one for Elmer Fudd. He's going to miss. That means his teammates have to deal with this pressure. Used Wolf gets the corner. It's sent right back at his goal, too high.
Jacob needed to put a little bit more on that. Gambit's going to have an easy shot off the crossbar. Cal tries to run it in, and Jacob with the touch. But honestly, Perfect Storm are playing with fire right now. This is a dangerous position for them to be in. They're allowing Kings of Urban to get a lot of momentum and a lot of the possession of the ball as well. And that's something which Perfect Storm in the first game did so well at controlling.
You can see the strategy here is just to go for fast breaks. Big defensive stand and another from Elmer Fudd at the goal.
Elmer making just a back-to-back save. Keeps his team level at 0-0. Still yet to see the first goal. 3 minutes gone. Elmer again defensively. I believe that's what, his third
Three
save
saves
of the
in a minute.
Yeah, so he's trying to turn up defensively, but they need to score a goal. You're not going to win a game of Rocket League without scoring.
Yeah, saves are great, but that's not the stat you want. You want shots and you want goals. Jacob just trying to lay that ball up to a teammate. No one there to finish. Used Wolf coming from the back half. Gets the first strike. Loses the corner battle against Fireburner, who gets a nice clear. Great set here from Jacob. No one at home to finish, and now Gambit is going to ruin, kids.
Oh, Used Wolf
couldn't get this play. Gambit to Fireburner.
Beautiful little dribble from Gambit. Just knocks the ball up over Elmer, and Used Wolf tries to track back. Just can't get there. Kings of Urban with a minute and a half go 1-0 up. Looking to go 2-1 up in the series.
These guys know the hitboxes so well.
They really
do. They always have the right angle with these gizmos.
It's just so good. And it was really interesting a couple of weeks ago when you kind of pointed that out. More and more people starting to run towards the gizmo as their kind of choice of vehicle. We've seen a bit of experimentation coming from a lot of players and a lot of teams, but as of right now, that's definitely the main. Is Fireburner again puts that one over the bar. There was a lot of pressure coming on him though from the defense. Did ultimately end up getting demolished, but I think you have to be kind of finishing that. Gets a little bit of revenge.
Fireburner's just killing everything.
I love that. That was funny. That was funny. He just got massive revenge. He was like, hey, you demo me, guess what? Boom! Demo you right back. Gambit left with a pretty simple shot, puts it straight down the middle above Used Wolf. Kings of Urban now 2-0 up.
Things are looking pretty shaky for Perfect Storm. Every game matters to them at this point. Fighting just to get into the playoff bracket. Trailing Devoid Gaming in the standings.
This is going to put a lot of pressure on Devoid, because as it stands right now, Perfect Storm, you know, they managed to pick up that fourth game, that fourth win. If Devoid Gaming don't pick up a single map or game against Flipside versus Swarm, you have a tie down to that bottom side.
Going to be a crazy finish here in Division 1. Fireburner trekking back for this. Ball still up, and it's going in.
How did
Fireburner's going to help finish. Jacob's going to get credit with double bicycles.
I cannot believe everyone has missed this ball. It's just, that's crazy that it's found its way through.
Look at that spoiler.
It's found its way through. 30 seconds left, down by 1. Perfect Storm looking to force overtime again. Another very close game.
Jacob on your screen, playing aggressive. Normally you see that back player on the defensive end. With 30 seconds left, they know they got to go all out. Jacob, beautiful set. The defense is there from Gambit, though not in time, was Elmer.
Beautiful play from Gambit. He's had a fantastic game 3. 2-on-2 momentarily inside Perfect Storm's box. Ball will be cleared. Kyle just needs to put his bonnet through it, but not going to be able to do so. 4 seconds. They still have a chance. That's going to shot on target. It's on the post. Goal!
No,
Surely now off the post again. Elmerford not able to finish. And Kings of Urban in the final couple of seconds get graced with absolute lady luck.
Empty net. Elmer knocks it off the right crossbar instead of going to overtime. Another game in the books for Kings of Urban. Your series 2-1 after 3 games. We'll catch games 4, 5, and 6 on the other side of the commercial break.